Hey guys, I gotta ask y'all a question to everybody that watched me. What was it that you wanted to be when you grew up? Like a firefighter, a police officer, a doctor, a lawyer, um, whatever it is that you wanted to be. I'm sure that you was as responsible adults understood that there's work in school and everything else that you had to do in order to achieve that set career that you wanted for your life. Well, what up again? This is your host Black Samurai 7. I decided to do a video on some this well-known dumbass police impersonating wannabe, Jeremy Dewitt. And so, for those who don't know who Jeremy Dewitt is, I have quite a few videos that I like to show you, just to jog your memory on who this guy actually is.
We have a total of 18 motorcycles, 2 of them being trainers, 10 vehicles. We've gone out of our way to make sure we don't resemble law enforcement. High-vis shirts and purple flashing lights aren't used by your local law enforcement. None of those items could be considered to be impersonating law enforcement officers. I'm confused how we can go for years without any issues and see everything that's taking place now. And I scratch my head trying to figure out how we got to this point.
Get out of the way now!
Jeremy, a funeral escort, who says for the past few years he's been victimized by local law enforcement and as a result started wearing body cameras on the job. In 2019, Jeremy says he was pulled over and his footage was confiscated, and he has been living a nightmare ever since. Now, his attorney, Amir, says because of the seized recordings, charges have been filed against Jeremy, and he is now facing 85 years in prison. Now, Jeremy says he's been defamed, bullied, and labeled as a serial impersonator, but the world has it all wrong. You say you did impersonate a police officer back when you were 18. You admit that?
Yes.
And at the time, you were in the Explorer group, which is a track to becoming a police officer.
That is correct. I was doing dual enrollment in high school at that current time. I was in the academy at night, and then I was also an explorer, so I could become a police officer when I graduated high school and finished everything out properly.
Okay, but they took a dim view of that, so that took you off the eligibility list to become a police officer.
That is correct.
Okay. Now, I want to ask about, this is one of the uniforms that you wear, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and this is one of the uniforms that you wear, correct?
That is correct.
And what do the pins on your uniform signify?
Well, we have our motor wings for gentlemen or ladies that pass the motor school that we go through. So that way they can signify that they're part of the motor team.
Right, and Amir, you've represented Jeremy for how long?
At least 5 or 6 years.
Just speaking hypothetically, would you caution someone about choosing a uniform like this to go out on the streets in a black and white or a black and white motorcycle? Just hypothetically, would you think that was thumbing your nose in the face of local law enforcement?
Fair question, Dr. Phil. This particular uniform, which is what they call a Class A uniform, is used typically on special funerals for law enforcement officers, funerals for folks with the fire department. It is not unlawful or improper to dress in that manner, any more so than it is to have a black and white vehicle.
What do you wear on your duty belt?
On the duty belt that we wear, we have our radio. I have a tourniquet. We've come across cars on fire, things like that. CPR mask. I do have a baton. Most of my men and women have a baton, pepper ball, flashlight, as well as close contact mace.
Well, you have handcuffs on here.
No, we don't.
No, I've
Sometimes
seen you arrested with handcuffs, where they've taken handcuffs off of your duty belt.
some of my men and women do wear
No,
handcuffs.
you, not your
Yes.
men and women, you.
That's correct.
Who do you have the authority to handcuff?
We don't have the authority to handcuff
Then
anyone.
why would you carry handcuffs?
Well, if you're doing security or private security
You're
or
not authorized to do security. Who do you have the authority to handcuff?
You have no authority to handcuff anyone.
Then why would you carry handcuffs?
Again, when you're doing in-house security, that you have the authority to wear handcuffs, you would wear those. Just like any loss prevention at a Target or a Marshalls or a Ross.
But you're not secure. You're not authorized to do security.
Sure.
You're not licensed to do security. You have no authority to handcuff anyone.
On a funeral escort, that is absolutely correct.
I think more importantly, Dr. Phil, no one's accusing Mr. Dewitt of ever taking handcuffs out or applying handcuffs to anyone. That's never been the case.
Nor am I. I'm trying to get to his state of mind as to whether or not he sees himself as a law enforcement officer.
Get over! Over! You out of my funeral! Out of my funeral! You over there! Motor one's moving again.
The company that you say edits all of these is Real World Police, and they've made a statement.
Of course.
And their statement is, they say Real World Police publishes original reporting covering U.S. law enforcement and crime. Our programming is dictated by timing, significance, prominence, availability, and significantly human interest. The combination of Jeremy's extreme personality and his extensive, unrepentant criminal history made him a natural story subject.
I have repented. I apologize for the way I've spoken sometimes. I do feel bad about that.
You got a great business. Why are you going to blow this up from the inside out?
Right.
You got all of this stuff going on, but you got to walk around with this chip on your shoulder, yelling at people and being badge heavy when you don't even have a badge.
So
I would be asking myself, what is it about me that's causing me to misbehave in a way that draws negative attention to me?
sure. So let me ask you one question.
Did you hear anything I just said?
Heard everything you said, and I'm going to respond to it. So I'm asking you, where am I badge heavy? Where have I pulled over where have I pulled over some car on the side of the road, or some lady and asked her for a driver's license? Where have I done that other than yelling at somebody that's entered my funeral illegally?
It's not your funeral procession.
That's correct.
It's the funeral home's procession. You were hired to facilitate it. You are an escort. It's really hard to talk your way out of something you behaved your way into.
I agree with you.
It's not yours. And you don't have to take personal because some guy doesn't pay attention for a second and cuts into the funeral procession. You can go up and say, "Sir, I'm sure you didn't notice this, but there's a funeral procession going on. If you wouldn't mind, could you move out of here?" And if he says, screw off, then he rides in the funeral procession. It doesn't make the person get there any slower. It doesn't disrupt the graveside service. It's not an emergency situation.
I totally agree. And all I would ask is you show me one video that hasn't been altered to where that's how I start off the conversation from the very beginning. Once the family's life has been put in danger multiple times, it has escalated to that. I do apologize for my demeanor. But let me ask you one question, Dr. Phil.
You've already asked me one.
Let me ask you another one then. Your absolutely beautiful wife, I would assume after how many years again you've been married?
44.
If she were to pass away tomorrow, the one person that you've spent 44 years with, and she was everything to you, you'd be the most emotional, distraught person you've ever thought of. And the company that you hired that is protecting you and getting you from point A to point B safely is doing it the professional way. And somebody decides that, you know what? Your funeral doesn't matter. Your family doesn't matter. It's more important for me to turn my high beams and hazards on and act like I'm part of the family or funeral, and actually almost put your family in danger and almost cause accidents or hurt your own family that you understand that I'm keeping safe from point A to point B. Okay, so you understand that.
No, what's the question?
My question is would you not want me to make sure that your family's absolutely safe no matter what it might take?
Okay, my answer has two parts.
Okay.
Part one is that is the clumsiest effort to deflect from everything I just told you that I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, sir.
Number two, If I lost my precious wife, I wouldn't give two who was driving behind me and getting in the line. I would be totally focused on her.
Right. And when I lost my son, I thought the same thing, Dr. Phil.
Very sorry that you lost your son.
A man who has become notorious here in Central Florida for impersonating cops is now under arrest once again. Jeremy Dewitt is now in trouble for violating his probation. West News' Amanda Dukes joins us live from the jail right now. And Amanda, what exactly is he accused of this time?
Well, Jeremy Dewitt will soon be transferred here to the Orange County Jail. He's accused of failing to shut down a YouTube page on which he gained quite a following. Shutting down that page was a requirement of his probation.
All right, Mr. DeWitt, you're here on 2 out-of-county warrants, both out of Orange County.
Jeremy Dewitt, who rose to notoriety after being charged multiple times with impersonating a police officer, has found himself in trouble again. Osceola County deputies nabbed Dewitt Tuesday after a reported standoff in Kissimmee. Dewitt just got out of prison in September after serving 15 months and is now accused of violating his probation. According to the warrant, he was supposed to close down the official YouTube channel for Metro State, his funeral escort service company, within 60 days of his release, but he failed to do so. Dewitt, who has posted over 50 videos on the page, claims his YouTube account got hacked and he's innocent.
I can't even shut it down. I can't even use it. I can't even post on it. I can't even shut it down. And I explained that to probation multiple times. We even showed them the proof, and they still put a warrant out for my arrest for not taking down the channel.
Dewitt's arrest is just his latest trouble with the law. In 2019, Windermere police discovered several videos of him in his helmet cam pulling cars over illegally throughout Central Florida while he was a funeral escort.
Get over!
Stop pretending you're a police officer.
Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez made clear his feelings about Dewitt.
The guy's definitely out of control, and I don't know if it's a personality issue or a power issue, but hopefully he'll go to jail now for a few years so he can start realizing that this is not the right thing to do.
Dewitt is being held on no bond, and since his warrant is out of Orange County, he will soon be transferred to that jail. After his arrest, he was defiant about his fate.
I'm not going back to prison, not today. Not for a technical violation when we have proof.
Now, during his initial appearance today, Dewitt asked the judge to expedite things on his behalf, saying that his wife is homesick with COVID and he has a 2-year-old child. The judge simply responded that the paperwork would be submitted. Live in Orange County, Amanda Dukes reporting, West 2 News.
And I have more information about Jeremy Dewitt that I'd like to show y'all. Okay, I guess you guys saw those videos and saw that that from the Florida Sex Offender Registry site. So I guess you guys have a clear memory as to who Jeremy Dewitt is. And I also like to show you guys tried to show you some more videos. And these are going to be some phone calls, some leaked phone calls, while Jeremy Dewitt is currently still held in prison right now. And these phone calls, if these phone calls make you laugh and they get you die laughing, I don't really know what to tell you, because I've listened to these phone calls myself, and oh my God, I found them quite hilarious. So here's the first phone call, which is going to be with his mommy.
Tired of all this.
Me too, Mom.
I'm starting to think about just blocking your calls because I can't deal with this anymore.
Mom, all I do is that I'm begging you to.
I warned you, and I warned you. Don't ask me for another fucking dime.
Boy, man, that's what I call comedy right there, yo. Oh, wow. Yo, Jeremy Dewitt's mom, yo, she gave it to him like he actually deserved it, yo. Wow. I just loved it when she said, "Don't ask me for another fucking dime." Man, damn. Yo, man, that's exactly what Jeremy Dewitt gets, yo. Wow, yo. And I hope you guys are hanging in there. Now, here's phone call number 2, which is going to be from his wife.
Please don't give up on me yet, okay? That's all I'm asking. Please don't give up on me. I don't want Metro State. I want you. I want you and our daughter. You're everything to me, and I'm...
Shut up!
Wow, yo. Yo, that was part 2. Now, this is going to be call number 3, which is going to be from his side chick.
You're going back to a house with somebody that you claim you don't want to be with, and you want to be with me. That's what you're claiming. It's like, whatever. This is just craziness. This is stupid.
This is what I'm talking about. The dumb conversation that you're having with yourself.
Here's my point. Okay, stop being a fucking pussy, okay?
Okay, now I'm a pussy. Right.
Okay, guys, so you just listened to those phone calls, and, you know, I got some more things I like to say about Jeremy Dewitt. And so, I was, out of curiosity, I was looking up, like what happened to his business, and apparently his business got shut down. It's no longer active. You know what? And that is another part of his karma. He never deserved that business at all. And you know, and remember early on in the first Dr. Phil clip when DeWitt asked, like, what happened? Like, how did it get to this? And DeWitt seems to fail to not only. It's obvious that DeWitt fails to take any personal accountability. To, you know what, just take responsibility for his own actions. He fails to realize that the one that caused this is Jeremy himself. He did this. No one did this. No one did any of this. He did this to himself. And you know, and that's his karma. And where did it lead? It lead him to prison. It lead him to prison. His mother don't want anything to do with him. His wife don't want anything to do with him. And his girlfriend don't want anything to do with him. And the sad thing is, you know, he has a daughter. He has a daughter, and you know what? I feel the victim from this that I'm gonna name, it's his daughter. You know what? His daughter is the main victim in this whole entire story, and I feel bad. I feel bad for her. And you know what? I wish his wife nothing but the best in raising this little girl. And I hope, and you know what? I really do hope that when this little girl grows up, that she won't be anything like her father. She won't be anything like her father. She won't live like this. Because being on a power trip, it's toxic. It's very, very fucking toxic. You know, if you want to be on a power trip, you know what? Be on a power trip to take control over what's going on in your own life. Not what's going on in other people's lives, okay? Because you have that very right to choose what you want for your own life. You don't have the right to choose what goes on in other people's lives. And I also agree with that officer said in that news story, where I agree it's both. Where he says like I believe it's both. It's not just a personality and a power issue. It's both. It's both a personality and a power issue with Jeremy Dewitt. And if you look at the title, I call this the history and downfall of Jeremy Dewitt, and that's exactly it. And you know what? I wish Jeremy nothing but the best while he's in prison. I hope he makes a lot of friends, and I hope that he doesn't encounter any enemies. I hope he doesn't make any enemies while he's in prison. I hope he makes a lot of friends, and I mean that. I don't wish any ill will on him, and again, I hope that he'll be fine. I really hope he'll be fine. And you know what? That's really all I got to say about this. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.